Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name's Lauren. I'm the film student extraordinaire, and today we're talking about Taylor Swift, sexism, and internalized misogyny.
I was kissing you with my eyes open.
Also, once again, Jordan the cat is here. I'm not sure if you see him, but he's like that lump. And I tried making the bed, and if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see a little clip with Jordan and me having a little spat. And by spat, I mean me being like, why would you move while I make my bed? And he just meows at me. Let's get into the video once I get to my page. Now, one of my friends that I met through Instagram, Mara Hogg, I don't know why, but yeah, I was like paranoid, I forget her name. She wrote this fantastic article called, "Do You Really Hate Taylor Swift? Or is it internalized misogyny?" with hate being like quoted, you know? And I read it, I thought it was fantastic. It's gonna be linked down below. And I really wanted to like go through it and kind of add my own opinions to it, because I am a Swiftie, like I am a Taylor Swift fan. That doesn't mean I have approved of every single thing she's done, everything, but you know, overall I really like her. I obviously own her music and I love Taylor Swift. It was like a cool thing to like not like Taylor Swift, and we're gonna get to that in the video as well, but I was just like, well, why? And you know, people was like, oh, you know, she's like the female version of a player, and for some reason that wasn't cool, or there was the whole like Kim Kanye thing with her, and I think she's incredible. But you know, I did have to deal with a lot of people who were like, we don't like her, and I never really felt like they had a good reason. And you know, specifically with the internalized misogyny, that's really more, I mean, I think it was more something that women feel, but I suppose a man could have internalized misogyny as well. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But anyways, we're gonna get into it. Also, I know we're like not really into the video yet, but I'm trying to get better at this. So like the video, comment as you're watching what you like, and subscribe. All right, back to our regularly scheduled program. I'm just gonna give, even though I kind of just did like a little recap of like everything, a little preview rather than a recap, I'm just gonna go through basically the big points of the article that I wanted to, you know, include, and you know why. So basically, Taylor Swift, you know, released her first album, put it here, in 2006, and then has released, you know, multiple albums since then, and she's just, you would have thought she's like been unstoppable. Like, she's incredible. She's risen to fame. Like, she was literally the artist of the decade, you know, and a lot of people talk to, remember in the comments, they'd be like, love her or hate her, like, we know her songs. But, you know, she also had to deal with the media who, you know, they can suck, basically, and they portrayed her as, like, boy crazy, and that she talked about all her exes, which, you know, that's not a, I don't know about the boy crazy part, but she definitely has something about her exes. Like, that's not necessarily, like that's true. But we're gonna get to why the media shouldn't have phrased like that later. And then, of course, the media went, like, haywire, like, big sirens, alarms go off in 2016 with the Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, Taylor Swift fiasco. So in his song Famous, he had a lyric where he referred to Taylor Swift, and Kanye West referred to her as a, you know, a female dog, and how he made her famous. And if you don't remember, he interrupted her in her award speech to talk about how like she shouldn't have won the award. The I'm gonna let you finish moment, you know? So that was kind of like that origin of them. And basically the drama was because Taylor Swift claimed that she did not give permission for Kanye to say that stuff about her, but Kim Kardashian said that she had, and then Kim released a edited audio clip which seemingly, you know, provided proof that Taylor Swift had lied and that she did okay the lyrics. And then everyone got like, you know, called Taylor Swift a snake. And in fact, Taylor Swift like totally revamped her social media. Like, I remember she deleted everything off her social media page, and then she revamped her Reputation, which was like all about building back her reputation, obviously, which had been totally, you know, torn apart by this Kim Kardashian Kanye West thing. And I think Kanye even included like a model like nude body of her in like the bed in the Famous song, which is a low blow in my opinion. But then, you know, then in 2020, actually the unedited audio clip was released, and it turned out that Taylor Swift was telling the truth the whole time. She did not okay the lyrics. And then everyone was like, oh my god, Taylor Swift was telling the truth? She was telling the truth? Like, oh my gosh. And, you know, that was obviously crazy. I mean, I believe Taylor. But it was a big deal. It was a huge deal. And then, of course, also with Taylor Swift having to deal with the whole issue with her masters being sold and just with Scooter Braun, and now she's, of course, re-recording her masters, her old pieces. So she's had a lot to deal with, like, as part of being such a famous woman, basically. And people still hate on her, and that's really what brings to, like, the real meat and potatoes of the article that I read and why I want to talk about her in this video. The issue in the article is that it's not about people who hate her music. It's about people who hate her as a person. Because obviously when it comes to music, we all have different tastes, we have different preferences, and, you know, like, I like music that some of my friends don't like, but I wouldn't, like, I don't hate the artists, you know, I just don't like their music. So that's not the issue. The issue is people who don't like Taylor Swift and they claim to not like her, to hate on her because of what she writes about, which is, you know, love and heartbreak, basically. And, you know, all the boy crazy. I mean, everyone, she wrote, like, Dear John, Style, you know, with Harry Styles. There was the drama with her and the Calvin Harris. I mean, she's written a lot of songs that could be arguably about specific people or just love and heartbreak in general. And people, like, hate on her for that. But the thing is, male artists write about that all the time. I mean, if we think literally Harry Styles as well, like, Harry Styles writes about love and heartbreak. Ed Sheeran, obviously. I mean, Louis Capaldi, even The Weeknd, who just did the Super Bowl. Like, it's not just a female musician thing to write about, sing about, and play about love and heartbreak. And if you might be like, that's not even just a musician thing. That's like any kind of artist at all. Love and heartbreak are some of the strongest emotions that we humans feel. It's a universal thing. You see it in paintings, poems, stories, movies. Like, it's not crazy to think that as we want to express ourselves, if you're a creative person, you're going to express it in the way that you feel most comfortable doing so, which for Taylor Swift as a musician is her music. Additionally, like, no one is hating on male musicians, especially like when they sing about love and heartbreak, and no one really comments like, oh, he got a new girlfriend. Like, it's in the news maybe because the paparazzi sucks, but it's not seen as such a negative thing. So why is it a negative thing when it has to do with a woman? And that's where we're, you know, beating around the bush of internalized misogyny, which I'm going to define for you now. Internalized misogyny is when women, oh right, it was women, yep, subconsciously project sexist ideas onto other women and even onto themselves. So, like, and because I'm a woman, I feel like I have experience with this, because it's like, you know, we can, not that I've done this, I guess the key thing is the subconscious. Like, I definitely have experienced this when I don't even realize, and that's like the real issue with it, because, you know, we can, the key thing I think is it's belittling or judging other women, like, without realizing. And this could be like a, not like the other girls thing, which is now it's more like a meme, like a joke. But when it was first coming out, like, people were saying, like, I'm not like the other girls, like, I'm not girly. I mean, it was like, I read books. I like food. It's like everyone likes food, and probably a lot of women like books. You know, it's like, what? Or there's this idea that, you know, women were proud of not, like, liking to wear makeup or anything. And you know, I definitely have a time, well, I mean, I like makeup, but I didn't used to wear it as much because, like, I just wasn't that good. I'm trying to, like, work on it. But, like, I don't remember ever judging someone who wore makeup. I was just like, wow, I wish I had their skills. But I do know people who were like, if you need makeup, like, you're, like, hiding something about yourself, blah, blah, blah. Instead of being like, well, they're just expressing themselves. Do I need this bright red lip gloss? No. But do I like it? Yes. So that's why I'm wearing it. Like, there doesn't need to be this whole thing about what you're doing. Then there's also, like, you know, women, you know, can also, like, sluts or basic. I already said girly. There's, like, the pick-me kind of girl. So it's like, why do we give these labels to other women? Internalized misogyny is a way for us to actually do, like, the complete opposite of that. We should be able to be happy for someone else's success. And obviously, well, there's always going to be times where you might be like jealous of someone. Like, jealousy is also a normal emotion. I don't think there's nothing necessarily inherently wrong, like with just if you feel jealous about something, but you have to act on it accordingly. Like, you can't act negatively about it. You don't want to take it out on the person you might be jealous of. You just need to think, okay, I'm jealous of this person. Like, why am I jealous? And like, how can I change something about myself? Because if you're jealous of somebody, that's not like their problem. It's like your thing to deal with yourself. It's like a similar thing I feel like with internalized misogyny, and it's hard because it's something that's been like kind of brainwashed into us, I feel like. And we really have to deprogram ourselves, which is like a crazy thing to think about because like, oh, we're in the matrix. It's like, no, but we do live in this culture, especially that like I've grown up in America, where it really kind of is pushed. There's a lot of pressure just pushed on you for women to act a certain way, men can act in a different way, and that's all like leads down to this pit where we are like on this divide. And you know, it's like the pick-me girls over here, or the women that we like, the pick-me girls, you know, over here, and there's other women here and women here, and we're all, you know, we should all be supporting each other and being happy for each other's successes, because one person being successful does not take away from you being successful or your chance of being successful. And I think maybe a lot of people, you know, are hating on Taylor Swift because she's like making a career out of what you might consider her to be doing, is like, she just sings about her exes. Like, I could do that. But the point is, it's not like, oh, well, you didn't. It's like, you could as well. But the one thing that I can say that I distinctly remember that I don't feel like I don't want to, I mean, I'm sure I've done a lot of the things I've just talked about, but I don't want to, I don't know, commit to them because I don't distinctly recall. But I definitely have told some of my guy friends in the past that I had preferred sometimes like hanging out with more guys because girls were too much drama. And that's, like, I said that, and that's like, I can't take it back, but I've really thought about that. And it's more, I realized like some of the people that I was friends with when I was younger were just like bad people. Not like evil, but like they just were bad for me. So I found new friends, and you know, in high school, I found new friends in high school and in college, and like, wow, the drama is like, and it's not about the gender or the sex or anything of the person I'm friends with. It's just about the person. And I was just projecting these ideas that I'd been kind of conditioned to think into assuming that women are just more dramatic than men. That's a problem. It's also just depressing because like we also project this onto ourselves, and you know, it's sad. It's just sad, and I don't mean sad as in like pathetic sad. I mean sad as in we're doing these things without realizing. And I think like that's heartbreaking. I mean, you know, we connect our appearances to our self-worth, especially like I definitely recognize this with like body image issues, but you know, something that I have to deal with a lot, not so much anymore, but you know, I'm an assertive person. I think I'm a natural leader, like with group projects and everything, and you know, I can be a bit bossy, but it's like, how come women were always called they're being bossy, you know, but men are told like, oh, they're great, those are like leadership qualities, like when you're growing up, and that's not cool. Also, there's the second guessing of like hobbies, and I think when it comes to like music and instruments, I know certain people feel kind of geared away or towards other instruments, or with sports or anything. I mean, I feel like if you're kind of put in a field where you may not necessarily feel like you belong in, that makes you feel more anxious about everything, and you're maybe feeling like this is a man's field, like I don't belong, and that's part of internalized misogyny that we're feeling on ourselves. For example, like I'm a female filmmaker, and I consider myself to be a filmmaker even though I'm still a film student, but there are not as many men in the field at all. So it's definitely something where you're like, oh, I'm in this room and there's a ton of men. Luckily for me, I talk a lot, but I have, you know, fallen prey to other things that are part of this internalized misogyny vibe. And, you know, I didn't even really realize at the time, which is like, that's the kicker, like we don't realize. So that's just what, you know, inspired me to make this video after reading the article. I just felt like I wanted to share this and talk about it because it just got me riled up. And I'm sorry if this was like very rambly or didn't really feel like it had a point to you, but I know that I feel better about saying this than like putting it out there. And Ooh, he's up. Okay, let's try to make my bed before I film. Whatever. Okay, look, see how grumpy he looks when I try to shift the bed around? He's like, my bed. All right, so now we're gonna have to film like this. Thanks, Jordan. Like the video, comment down below your thoughts. I need to stop twirling in this chair, but there's nothing I can do about it. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. I don't know where the bell is, but you know, hit it so you don't miss any of my videos. I'm uploading twice a week, and I'm doing it relatively consistently, even though sometimes it's a bit of like a whoa. So stick around. I am almost at 700 subscribers. I'm trying to get there by the end of February. So if you haven't subscribed, please do. And I will see you next time. Bye!